Hello everyone, so in this video we will learn how to add contacts on new form submission. So imagine this, you have generated a new lead called as John from Google Forms. So you have John's name, email address, phone number and all those details. So you plan to add John as a subscriber in constant contact. Maybe to send him a welcome email or to send product related information in the future. So here you have two choices. The first choice is you can copy all the details of John from Google Forms, sort it out and manually add him as a subscriber in constant contact. The problem with this approach is it's actually very repetitive and tiresome. So I would suggest that you bring in some automation so that whenever a new response is created in Google Forms, it will automatically add him as a subscriber in constant contact. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Google Forms and constant contact. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen. Okay, so we will begin with a small example. So as you can see, this is a Google form that I have made and it has been titled dance party registration. And these are the fields the customer or the respondent is going to fill: the first name, the last name, the email, the phone number, the job title, education, qualification, and the company. So basically, let's enter some details. So let's say a guy called as Tom Cruise is filling the details. So the first name is Tom, the last name is Cruise, this is the email, this is the phone number, and the job title is a stuntman, and the education qualification he has done BTech, and the company he works is Mission Impossible. Okay, Mission Impossible Co. Okay, so this is the company that he works in. So basically, when I click on submit, I can expect to find Tom Cruise to be added as a contact in constant contact. So let me do that. Let me just click on submit. Okay, so a submission has been made in Google Forms. So let's have a look. Okay, so let me just refresh this. Okay, so as you can see, we do have a contact, and this is the email address of Tom Cruise. This is the first name, the last name, the company, the status he is subscribed. So basically, this is the whole gist. So whenever a new submission or a new form submission is made in Google Forms, the respondent will be added as a contact in constant contact. Now, to begin this small integration, first of all, we have to open our windows in incognito mode. So your obvious question is, why in incognito mode? Now, the integration of Google Forms and constant contact will have the integration of Google Sheets. Now, if you're working with Google Sheets and have multiple Gmail accounts, it is always advisable to work in incognito mode. Otherwise, there will be some authentication issues. So what I'm going to do here is, in the new tab, I'm just going to type pabbly.com. Okay, so why pabbly.com? So pabbly.com has an app called as Pabbly Connect. Using Pabbly Connect, we are going to integrate Google Forms and constant contact. So this is the website of pabbly.com. Let me just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. So as you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also build your own free account in just 2 minutes. So let me just scroll down, and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access Now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, Create Workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I'm going to give it as Google Forms to Constant Contact. Google Forms and constant contact, and let me just click on create. Okay, so when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So basically what we are going to do here is we are going to create a new workflow. Now if you want the link of this workflow, I have made it available in the description box. All you have to do is create your account and clone this workflow to get this automation ready. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Google Forms. Okay, this one. Okay, so now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new response in spreadsheet? Okay, so new response in spreadsheet is a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question: if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new response is made in Google Forms, then what action should be taken by the system? Now your obvious question is, why it is showing new response in spreadsheet? Why not new response in Google Forms? So to explain you that, let me just take you to my Google Forms. So this was my old form, and for your consideration, to begin from scratch, I have created a new form. So the new form is called as music recital competition. So basically what happens is whenever the response is submitted, the data of the responses straight away goes to Google Sheet. And from Google Sheet, we will be getting the data into Pabbly Connect. Okay, so if you don't understand it, it's actually pretty easy. So basically, I'm just going to show you all the things. So first of all, this is a newly created form called as music recital competition, and these are the names, these are the fields: the first name, the last name, email, education, job qualification, phone, and of course the position. So basically it's the same thing. So first of all, let me just scroll down, and here in the position field, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to toggle this to the right. So basically it will ensure that whenever this particular field is filled, the data will be sent, especially after the form submission is made. Okay, so let me just scroll up and let's deal with response. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the reason why we are working with the Google Sheet is because the data of the responses will be straight away be sent to Google Sheets. So let me just click on this icon, okay, create spreadsheet. Okay, so as you can see here, we have two choices: create a new spreadsheet and select existing spreadsheet. So I just want to create a new spreadsheet, and the default name it is giving music recital competition. I'm happy with it. I'm not going to change it. So let me just click on create. Okay, so when you click on create, a new spreadsheet called as music recital competition will be created. So basically this has the same fields that we have in our Google Forms. For example, we have the timestamp. So basically timestamp is the field. Basically it will show the response when the response was submitted, and then we have the first name, the last name, email, education, job qualification, phone, position. Okay, so this is the last field. So basically all the fields that is present here is now being reflected as column. So from this particular Google Sheet, we will be getting the data into Pabbly Connect. So to begin the actual integration between Google Sheet and Pabbly Connect, it's actually pretty easy. First of all, click on add-ons. So when you click on add-ons, you will find an add-on called as Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now Pabbly Connect Webhook is an add-on that I have installed. Now since you are beginning fresh, Pabbly Connect Webhooks might not have been installed yet. So first of all, you have to click on get add-ons. Okay, so when you click on get add-ons, Google Workspace Marketplace opens up in front of you. So all you have to do is just click on, search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Okay, this one, easy. Okay, so as you can see, it is already installed in my system. All you have to do is just click on this button and Pabbly Connect Webhooks will be installed in your system also. So after installing it, do not forget to refresh your Google Sheet. I repeat again, after installing Pabbly Connect Webhooks, do not forget to refresh your Google Sheet. So I'm just cancelling this, going back to add-ons, clicking on Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and here you will find a button called as Initial Setup. Click this. Okay, so this is the window of initial setup. Now it has two columns to fill, the webhook URL as well as the trigger column. So to deal with the webhook URL, all you have to do is go to Pabbly Connect and copy this. This is the webhook URL you want, copy this and simply paste it here. Okay, so now coming to the trigger column. The trigger column is always the last data entry column. Okay, I repeat again, the trigger column is our last data entry column. Since our last data entry column is column H, the trigger column is column H. Okay, so let me just click on submit to make the window disappear. Okay, so let me just go back to add-ons, clicking on Pabbly Connect Webhooks once again and just click on send on event. So this will ensure that whenever the column H is filled in any row, it will keep sending on the data. So basically at this point, we have integrated this Google Sheet to Pabbly Connect. Okay, so to ensure that whenever column H is filled, Pabbly Connect has to capture the data. So to ensure that Pabbly Connect captures this data, let me just click on this button, capture webhook response. Okay, so it is showing this waiting for the data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make some responses. Okay, so let me just go to the preview. Okay, and I'm going to fill in some details. So let's say a guy called as Lucent is filling the form. The first name is Lucent, the last name is William, and we have okay, so how about we have already filled as Lucent, how about we fills with fill as a very separate different guy. Okay, so how about we go with Jerry Maguire. So the first name is Jerry, the last name is Maguire, Jerry Maguire, and the education he has done is Java. Okay, and the job qualification, he's a salesman, and this is his phone number, a bunch of random numbers, that's all. Okay, and the position is his team leader. Okay, so basically we have filled all the details. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on submit. Okay, so a submission has been made in this form, music recital competition. So basically these are all the entries that the employees or the people are making so that they can enter into this the music recital competition. So what I'm going to do here is, first I'm going to check in Google Sheet, do we have the data of 𝗪𝗪𝗪, because this is the same sheet that is comes integrated with our Google Forms. So yeah, so this is the time at which this response was generated. The first name is Jerry, the last name is 𝗪𝗪𝗪, this is the email, and this is the education he had, this is the qualification, this is the phone number, and this is the position, that is the team leader. Okay, so basically we have got the detail. Now let's check, since Pabbly Connect is integrated with this Google Sheet, has it got the data or not? Yes, we do have the data. The first name is Jerry, the last name is 𝗪𝗪𝗪, the email is 𝗪𝗪𝗪123@gmail.com, the education is Java, the job qualification, he's a salesman, the phone number is this, and this is the position, team leader. Okay, excellent. So basically using this data, we are going to create a contact in Constant Contact so that you can send emails. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to introduce one more window. So this new window is called as the action window. So since we want to create a contact in Constant Contact, in the choose app, how about we make it as Constant Contact? This one, Constant Contact. Okay, so now in the action event, how about we make it as create a contact? Now, of course, there are many more action events like update a contact, get a contact, create or update a contact. All of them are a bunch of action events. Now, just like the triggers, if you want more action events according to your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build an action event for you. But at present, I just want to create a contact and Constant Contact. Okay, so let me just click on connect with the Constant Contact, and the new credentials, let me just click on connect with Constant Contact. Okay, so now it is demanding access. So before you click on allow, let me tell you something. Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. So on the basis of that trust, let me just press allow. Okay, so it is showing the authorization is successful. Just press OK. Excellent. So as you can see, a set of blanks has appeared in front of you. The purpose of these blanks is very simple. We are going to create a contact from the data that we have received from Google Forms via Pabbly Connect. So as you can see, we have a list. We have a field called as list, and these are the list we have in Constant Contact. Let me just show you. So one of these list is a beauty list. Okay, so these are all the list I have: beauty list, general interest, and Google Forms contact. So all the contacts, all the list that is present here is being simply reflected in Pabbly Connect. So this is because Constant Contact is now integrated with Pabbly Connect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create a new list. Okay, so music recital list. Okay, so this is the name of my list, music recital list. Okay, so I have created the new list. Okay, excellent. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to refresh this. Okay, so when I click on refresh, I can expect to find this newly created list called as musical recital list in the drop down. This is because Constant Contact is integrated with Pabbly Connect. So I'm selecting this one. Okay, so let me just select this. Okay, so let's start mapping. So in the email address, we are just going to click on this button. This button is called as the mapping button. So in this accordion, we are going to find all the data that we have received from our Google Forms. So the email is 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, and we have mapped it. Now, as far as the permission is concerned, I'm making sure that it's explicit, so I can really send all the information I need to send to 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. So let me keep it as explicit. Now, in the first name, I'm just going to map the name. So the name is Jerry. The last name is 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, easy, and we have mapped it. Now the job title is he's a salesman. The company name, we don't unfortunately have any data regarding the company name because in this particular form we didn't have any field for that, so we don't have the data, so we are just going to ignore this. Now create a source, I'm just keeping it as account. Now in the phone number, let's see, do we have the data? Yes, phone number. Now we don't have the data of the work phone or the mobile phone, so we are just going to ignore it. So that's sufficient enough to create a contact in Constant Contact. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on save and send test request. Okay, so to create a contact, let me do that. Okay, so the API response is showing the data has been sent. So let me just look into Constant Contact. So this is the list, music recital list. So I'm going to refresh this so I can see a newly created contact. Okay, so let's check. So it's refreshing. Okay, yeah, we do have the contact 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪123@gmail.com. The first name is Jerry, the last name is 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. The company status is empty because we don't have any field in Google Forms, so we didn't map it. Okay, so basically the presence of this person or this contact in Constant Contact shows that we have successfully integrated Google Forms and Constant Contact with help of Pabbly Connect. Now, before you go away, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So I'm just going to minimize this action window, and I'm going to minimize this trigger window. So basically, this is the whole process in a nutshell. First, you integrated Google Forms to Pabbly Connect, and then you have integrated Pabbly Connect to Constant Contact. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Google Forms and Constant Contact. Excellent.
Not just these two apps, you can integrate up plenty of applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any queries, contact us at admin@pabbly.com. Our dedicated team members will help you to automate your workflows. Or better, just visit our website www.pabbly.com. It's awesome. Thanks.